Welcome to the Pub Sports Radio NBA Pub Hub. It is Monday, June 28th. Ian Cameron, Skee Prophet, Dutch Boy Fresh, Conor Mac. We are with you, ready to break down this Monday NBA playoff slate, which features Game 5, Western Conference Final. Will the sun be setting on the LA Clippers season? We'll find that out tonight in Game 5 as the Suns look to finish it off, up 3-1 in this series. But first, we'll look back on last night, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Atlanta Hawks. And I'm not saying this as a bitter Hawk better last night. I'm saying this because this is truth, in my opinion. It was a good bet, but a bad result if you had Atlanta plus the points last night. Seriously, that's exactly what that was, in my opinion. They're covering for 3.5 quarters in that game, leading the game for well into the fourth quarter before they finally relinquished the lead. And what ended up happening? Well, Trae Young, tweaked his ankle, was never the same in the second half of that game. Last night. And then, of course, it was the Chris Middleton show where everything he was shooting was going in the basket. He could not miss a shot. It was one of those red hot, white hot, whatever you want to call it, streaks that once a guy's just feeling it to that and is hitting like 4, 5, 6 shots, many of them threes in a row, unconsciously, getting it done from the floor, it's tough to overcome that. And it just hits you like a ton of bricks. And that's exactly what ended up happening for the Atlanta Hawks. And appropriate, I use that phrase because bricks is exactly what the Hawks were laying at the other end the moment Trae Young got hurt last night offensively. I mean, the offense just went stone cold. And then, of course, Chris Middleton did his thing, carrying the Bucks not only to the lead, but coming all the way back to win and cover. Disappointing from an Atlanta perspective. And now you go from maybe winning that game if Trae stays healthy and you're able to close it out to and being right in the series again, not only up 2-1 if you're Atlanta, if you hang on last night and win the series. Now you're down 2-1. You lost a game in tough, painful fashion. And now you're dealing with the prospects of Trae Young missing Game 5, if not longer, or Game 4, I should say, if not longer in this series. So there's definitely concerns moving forward now for this Atlanta team. And I'll say this right now. If Trae Young's not back on the floor in the next game, 2 games after that, 3 games after that, I don't see how they beat this Milwaukee team in any game. I honestly believe that. We saw what happened with Atlanta without him last night, and it was just a team that just could not generate their offense, could not get anything going with Trae Young, without Trae Young, I should say, on the floor. And that you have to worry about now moving forward for this Atlanta team. And certainly Milwaukee in the driver's seat with that 2-1 series lead after that Game 3 comeback win. The game stays under, by the way. It was not looking good for the under for most of that game. It was a high-scoring first half, and then the scoring just came to a crawl in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter when Atlanta couldn't make a shot and Milwaukee's defense ratcheted it up. So the under ends up getting there, even after it started out as a very, very high-pace, high-scoring Game 3 last night. Skee, we were talking about this earlier before we did our closing time MLB show. It was a frustrating result certainly for Hawk bettors last night.
Yeah, it was irritating. I mean, I had the Hawks, I had the over. Game was looking good the whole entire game until the ref decides he wants to be Trae Young's shadow and stand right on his heels. So, Dutch is lucky. I would have been firing him up. I would have been shimmying on him right now, but I can't do it because the Hawks lost. But it is what it is, man. Hawks really kind of don't have a chance no more if Trae Young is going to be hurt and Bogdanovich is going to be hurt. I mean, we saw how they looked in that fourth quarter. It's not enough offense. So we'll hope to get a better Trae Young next game, but I'm not optimistic about it.
Yeah, that's a good point, Skee. I mean, without Bogdanovich, too, mentioning him, because that's like 2 of your top starting 5. They're just, banged up and not at 100%. That's big trouble rest of this series if they don't heal up. What do you think, Dutch?
Yeah, shout out to the chat, Mr. Michael Murphy, Whack Prescott, Gravy Bets. Salute to all y'all. Be sure to hit that motherfucking like button real quick. We appreciate it muchly. Share the video if you can. Let's keep it moving. Yeah, man. Last night, Trae Young, he got a little bobbly ankle. He already went over 30 though, so I bricked on that. It was a rough night for me overall. I was very happy that the Bucks pulled that out. But it was 1-3 for me last night. Drew Holiday was MIA. I mean, he had 12 assists. 4 rebounds, but 6 motherfucking points. I was smoking heavily last night. I'll just say that it wasn't too good of an evening for me until the Bucks ended up pulling it out. But it still was a rough night. But yeah, man. I mean, we touched on it. You touched on it, Ian. Chris Middleton. I mean, he showed up. He got hot, and he continued to show up. Continued to make big buckets, threes. Kind of could just see it I mean, Trae Young, he had 35 points, but he had 0 rebounds and 4 assists. I didn't really see him make anybody else better last night. I will say, obviously, him going out with the ankle did affect the game, but that's not on the ref. That's on his ass, man. Stop trying to back up fucking moonwalking and shit. Get back on defense, maybe, and you won't be twisting ankles. But, you know, I want him to be right. I do want him to be right. I don't want to take this. I don't want him to be hurt, hobbled. I want him to be right. And, you know, I'll stay away from the prop bet with Trae Young because when I don't bet on it, his ass is garbage. And when I do bet on it, he seems, you know, to show out a little bit. But, you know, and the key to me is it's in the first quarter. It's the first part of the game and the first part of the second half. Trae Young had like 14 real quick, and then he didn't have nothing in the second. And in the third quarter, he came out real quick, got 8, and then do much, you know, for the rest of the game. So they got to come out with a better game plan for his ass to start the games first part and the second half of the games, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. Tough game for Atlanta. I mean, all of a sudden, like I say, going into the fourth, you're thinking, guys, we can win this game and we can be up 2-1 in this series, and we have a shot not to win this game. We've got a shot to at least have a chance. I'm not saying they would win the series, but have a chance in the series. And now you go all of a sudden from that going into the fourth quarter to losing that game, Trae Young getting hurt. Now you're saying, guys, are we going to win another fucking game in this series? That's what you're saying now after what happened last night. So amazing how it can turn and how it can change that quickly. Conor Mac, how did it go last night with this game?
Oh, well, you know, I had the Hawks. I had Collins, too. Foul trouble. Kept that, my double-double. 23 minutes. He's still at 13 and 8. If he would have just stayed out of that, I think he easily gets it. Yeah, Trae Young going out just killed it. What I said, I think it was 95-88, 7 minutes left, and just brick city. Middleton got super hot. Portis hit a couple big shots as well. Giannis took a couple to the rack there. They just were making kind of everything in the last 6 minutes, and the Hawks just brick city. But yeah, tough one. I thought with 5 points there, you know, even when it got close, they can cover. We got 5 here, and just kind of got blitzed and, you know, lose by 11. So brick every time down there. So yeah, it'll be tough. I don't know. We'll see with Young's ankle. I don't know we'll see how it is, because I mean he's got to be. But he's got to be somewhat okay for them to maybe win game 4 at home. I don't know if they could do it. But yeah, let's get to today. Fuck yesterday.
Let's get to today indeed. Game 5, do or die for LA Clippers against the Phoenix Suns. Suns are 5.5 point favorites here in this game. We got the total sitting right now at around 215, pretty much across the board in this one. I think it's done tonight. That's just the way I see this series progressing, because for the Clippers, and Ty Lue's saying the right things, and I expected him to say this and go to the well with what happened against Denver last year when the Nuggets came back from 3-1 down against them. But the problem is they did that, not you. So, you know, your team still has to prove. These guys on the Clippers still have to prove they can do that. Denver proved they could do that. You didn't prove anything. I know he's trying to use that for inspiration and motivation that they can turn this around and still win this series. But that was Denver doing that, not them. Nevertheless, he's going to that well. I don't know if any words of inspiration from Ty Lue can fix what I'm seeing from the Clippers in terms of they look like a gassed, tired, fatigued, worn down basketball team in that game 4 loss the other night. I think that's a fair assessment. I mean, they're short arming their shots. I mean, they're leaving everything short. Bunnies at the rim, falling off the rim because they didn't have that extra lift on their jump to put that ball in the hoop. Leaving things short. Paul George, same thing with his 3-point shot. That looked like a tired team the other night. They played a lot of basketball. Everyone's had to play elevated minutes without Kawhi Leonard. And now you're seeing the effects of that. And I think the impact of that now, the longer this series goes. And remember, they haven't had a lot of time off. They had 7 games with Dallas. They had to get right back into it against Utah. You know, the Utah series went a decent length, and then they had to go right back into it. Game 1 on a Sunday afternoon after a Friday night when they finished against Utah, in Game 1. So to me, this team's not had any days off. They're playing with shorthanded without Kawhi. Everybody's playing more minutes than they're used to. I think they're worn down. They're beaten down. They're physically spent, this Clippers team. And I don't think any words that Ty Lue uses to motivate and fire up his team is going to change that. going into tonight. And the one thing I noticed, and I don't know if you guys probably saw, it was right after the game, Saturday night. Chris Paul was interviewed by Rachel Nichols right after the game, and she brought up the 3-1 thing. And he said, I don't want to hear any of it, this 3-1 nonsense. I don't want to hear it. We haven't, because he knows he's had problems on teams in the past, went up 3-1. A certain Houston team, I know with the Clippers, there was a struggle when he played there to finish off series. I think this is a laser-focused Phoenix team, a laser-focused Chris Paul to finish it tonight. Don't give the Clippers any life. Don't give them any belief they can get their way back into this series. I like Phoenix here, -5.5 tonight, full game. I'm just going with that. I think they end it tonight. I think Clippers are worn down, and I think this series ends tonight. As far as props, I'm staying off the total. I'm done with totals right now for a bit. They're frustrating at the moment for me. So nothing on the total, but I like Phoenix full game -5.5. As far as props go, look, DeAndre Ayton. We're gonna drink from the well of DeAndre Ayton one more time tonight. I mean, they've been inching that point prop up and up and up. 13.5, 14.5, 15, 16. I think I see 17.5 now tonight. But he scored at least 18 in every game in this series. He's been getting to 20 in most games throughout the playoffs. So I like Ayton again over points. For as much as I've ripped this guy, you're gonna be shocked. You say, Ian, you kind of like this prop, but I do. And I think if they're gonna have a chance tonight in this game to extend the series for the Clippers, he's got to play well again. Look, he has played tough, played well the last two games. My old buddy, Ivica Zubac, I like the double-double, believe it or not, on him tonight, which is around a decent -120. It's actually a pretty good price.
Yeah, if he plays 40 minutes, Ian.
Yeah.
If they give him 40 minutes again, I can't. He played 40, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to get the minutes, and he has ever since they went to that lineup with Pat Bev and Zubac instead of the smaller lineup. So I like the double-double. He just needs 10 points, 10 boards, and he's shown you the capability of being able to get that the last few games. So I like that as well tonight in this game for the Clippers. As far as points go, I mean, Reggie Jackson threes and points makes sense. I think he's got to be someone you look to. But for the Suns, I like Ayton, and I like Chris Paul tonight as well. Points and assists, I'm coming right back to that tonight. I know it fell short in Game 4. He was missing a couple of those big-time shots there down the stretch, and I think that hurt that prop as well. But I think tonight, back home, this is now Game 3 since he's been back, and I think tonight is where you're going to see him take off again and hit those shots, be that guy that says, I'm bringing us to the NBA Finals. I'm getting me to the Finals for the first time in my 16-year career. I'm getting us to the Finals as a franchise for the first time since 1993 when Chuck Barkley and the Suns got there against the Bulls in 93. So I think it's a big night for Paul, over points and assists. And there's something you can bet at DraftKings. Chris Paul, I believe it's double-double and combo with Suns win. Just money line. They don't have to win by any margin. Just win the game, and it's like a plus price on that. Plus 145. I think that's something that is definitely worth a look tonight. Yeah, it's Chris Paul to score 18 and a Phoenix win, plus 145 at DraftKings. I like that. I think he scores 18 points, and I think Phoenix wins, and it's plus 145. A very good price. So I like that one as well. That's what I'm looking at for props. Skee, we'll start with you. Game 5, Clippers, Suns. Skee on mute.
My bad. No, I don't. I'm not going off like that. But I heard. I saw somebody in the chat say Paul George tweet, so I was just over here looking for whatever tweet it was. I think he's talking about his quote, and that's what stood out to me. I mean, he looked like I'll just read it because I'll talk about it all day because it's the main thing that stood out to me. Paul George on being able to brush off Game 4 loss. It's on to the next one. As a veteran, you just learn not to let games linger. I've done a good job of doing that. I still live a wonderful life and have an amazing family. I'm on top of the world, regardless of the outcome. What does that sound like to y'all, man? 1, 2, 3 Cancun. He has his ticket booked, his bags packed. He's not worried about this game tonight. It's like you said, the Suns, Chris Paul going to be focused. He knows 3-1 is not guaranteed. And the Clippers are tired, man. They're exhausted. That's why every shot is short. They don't have any legs, especially Paul George. It's their 14th game, 26 days. I think Paul George has played the most playoff minutes out of anybody. And so also the Suns, I mean, we've seen it every single series. They have the refs on their side. So I look at how the Suns have been playing all year, man. They won 62 games. 50 of them they covered against the spread. 2 of them they pushed. So all year long, when they win, they cover. In the playoffs, they've won 11 games so far. They've covered in 10. In the playoffs, it remains true. When they win, they cover. So I'm not scared of 5.5. I think it's a blowout tonight. And a blowout makes me nervous for props. I think like we all know that's where props go to die. So
That's true.
I would look more towards some unders tonight. And I haven't finished looking at all of them, but I know Pat Bev at 7.5. He's only hit that 2 of his last 14 games. I know he's getting more minutes lately, but still hasn't really been going over.
Yeah,
so,
not scoring. Yeah.
I like him under 7.5 if I had to play a prop right now. But Suns for me. And if the starting lineup is the same, I probably lean under. If they try to go take Zubac and Beverly out, then I'll go over first half.
Yeah, I think it's a situation where, look, they figured out the bigger lineup, the defensive lineup, a little bit Phoenix. And if you go small, I don't know if you've got, you want to be running at fast pace, fast tempo with how tired this Clippers team looks right now. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't right now. If you're Ty Lue in terms of your lineup decisions going into this game tonight. But by the way, the Suns 26-12 as a home favorite against the spread this year. Really, really strong. I mean, when they've been favored at home and expected to get the job done on this home floor, they have delivered more often than not here. What do you think here, Dutch? Game 5, Clippers Suns.
Yeah, Soldier. I got the plane right here, bro. I got that San Fernando Valley. Shout out to our guy Razor, our guy B, Eric Chang. We see you in the chat. Yeah, man, we're in the same rotation, especially me and you. Ian. I think we're smoking in the same motherfucking strain, bro. Cause I got the same props, and I'm definitely I'm with Skee though, treading a little lightly on the props simply because I do believe this is a high probability of a blowout. I like Phoenix a lot here. But I do think that we'll get DeAndre Ayton the rebounds. I think it was Lit Pick said it's plus money in there. He's right on. That's where I'm looking. I like the points and rebounds over 28.5, I believe as well. But you get plus money on over 11.5 rebounds with DeAndre. I believe he will have 13, 14 plus rebounds tonight. They just have nobody big out. They got Zubac, but I mean, Paul George, I believe, is second team in the team and leading in rebounds. They just don't have any bigs out there, and it's very noticeable in the game when Morris isn't out. They got Paul George literally trying to block out DeAndre Ayton. That's not going to work. I look for Phoenix to really put it on them tonight. But I don't look for the Clippers to necessarily go away. But I wouldn't be surprised, late third, early fourth, we see a big double-digit lead. I'm definitely looking at CP3 though, because I think no matter what, he's gonna want to be out. They're gonna put him out there to put these motherfuckers away. We know it's a little personal with CP3, so we're gonna lock in. I really do like the points and assists in what you were at 27.5, but I like the double-double a lot. It's plus 110. We did fall short of this last game. He had seven assists and then just kind of stopped. He's shooting the ball a lot actually. So I'm not mad at the over 17.5 as well. It is juice though. It's at 18.5, a lot of spots, I believe. But yeah, the points and assists and the double-double with CP3 and the rebounds with DeAndre Ayton is where I'm looking. And the Suns full game, I really like the Suns here. I don't see how they don't get out and just pretty much just put the smack down on these motherfuckers at the end of the day. It's at home. It's 5.5. I think we're getting good value here. Shout out to New Woo or Woo Woo. My bad. New Woo is a dispensary out here. But yeah, man. Hey, I look for Phoenix to handle business. I wouldn't bet LA at any time. I wouldn't get too cute with this game. This to me has Phoenix written all over it, and again, the props, a little touchy due to the blowout prospect, but I believe we'll get those to hit the double-double and of course the rebounds with my man DeAndre.
Hey, real quick, I had to think about who you're talking about when you say LA. I mean, we just call them the Clippers.
The Clippers. They're about to get their ass clipped tonight.
Razor Sharp talking about $5.
And the icing on the cake, why I really want to fuck with Phoenix tonight is because my man came on with the Phoenix Suns hoodie. You already know that was the icing. That was a cherry on the top of the motherfucking sundae.
Yeah, definitely be careful. I mean, nobody knows better than the four of us that been burned by blowouts with these player props. Yeah. But this looks like a good night for Paul with the over points and assists, over 17.5 points by itself. And that double-double does look like a good price. I'll be betting that price. Yeah, plus price there. Double-double, Chris Paul. I like that one quite a bit. Yeah, woo. That's an old song from the 80s. There was a man and a woman. Hey, you woo, woo, woo. And you woo, woo, woo. I remember that song. Like
shout out to King Kai. I like that King Kai too. That's a nice one.
Yeah. That's a good name though. Good stuff. Conor Mac, what do you think here? Game 5.
Yeah, forget who threw it in the chat. B. I think Booker's due here tonight. His shooting, I know he got 25 last night, 0-5 from 3. I think he was like 1 of 7, 1 of 9. His 1.5 is really juice high, 170. But I think he could take his 2.5 threes, and he goes over tonight. He's just too good of a shooter to keep shooting that bad. The Chris Paul, that was the other one. You guys are on it. I'm on it. Plus money, plus 110. And I got to stick with Reggie Jackson, even though it's minus 120. He's basically the second guy right now with Kawhi out. So I've got to just keep rolling his over 19.5 points. I lean under here. I don't know if I'm bet it's dropped a little bit too much, 213 in this one. But with Chris Paul out there, I always think under with the Suns. And shit, let's just clear a house here. 4 Suns, I'm on them. -5. There's a few 5s out there, but 5.5. Shop around. I think it's over. I thought the Suns would get 1 in LA, and man, that was close. Clippers just kept bricking and dogfight 84-80. But I'm on Phoenix here, -5.
Yeah, there you go, John Roy. You know what I'm talking about. Jeffrey Osborne, 1986, You Can Be Mine. When you woo, woo, woo. That's one of those songs you play when you want to get with your girl. There you go.
Yeah, Nasty Nate wants it. He wants the new.
Yeah. That's a great hit. Yeah, I told you. I know my old music, so you can't beat me in trivia when it comes to old school.
I do want to hang out with you and do some karaoke.
That's right. Yeah, we'll do that song too. A little Jeffrey Osborne. You woo, woo, woo.
You do the karaoke, and I'm gonna be posted up.
Yeah, posting up in the back, laughing your ass off at me.
Yeah, loaded. That's good time.
This guy. It will absolutely. Definitely when we're doing this big old gathering, down the road, the pub crew, and I'll be part of it. Yeah, we'll do some karaoke. We'll set the plans in motion for that. Good stuff, Skee, Dutch, and Connor. We will get to best bets. We'll get to a freshest look as well for Dutch in just a second. Before we do that, though, we'll pause for messages from Manscaped and Southtown 101. All right, Southtown 101. When you are there, make sure you have some bite to eat, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Stop in at Southtown 101 when you're in San Antonio, Texas. Manscaped, promo code Pub Sports. The Lawnmower 4.0, fresh, brand new product, hot off the presses there, and you can get 20% off that purchase or any product with Manscaped by using the promo code Pub Sports. And mybookie.ag, promo code Pub Sports. NHL, NBA playoffs, MLB daily football right around the corner. No greater time than right now to sign up at mybookie.ag. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit, so check it out. mybookie.ag. Use the promo code Pub Sports. All right, it is time for best bets and Dutch's freshest look. We'll start with you, Skee. Best bet for Game 5 tonight.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. When they win, they cover. And somebody got their bags packed, and it's not Phoenix tonight. So Phoenix -5.5.
All right.
Phoenix Suns -5.5. Best bet for Skee Profit. Dutch, what do you got for freshest look?
Yeah, good looking to my man Gregory T. He said, "Let's have a good night." Salute too on the donation.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Got 5 on the cush, my man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't, man. I like that look a lot. I don't want to give it. I think all of us will probably give the Phoenix Suns tonight as the best look on the board, which is obviously kind of scary as well because 90% of the public's on them too. But I do like Phoenix. But I'll give y'all Chris Paul, CP3. All I need is a double-double, baby. Give me 10 and 10. Don't make me sweat it, though. If you're going to do it early. Double-double, Chris Paul, plus money, plus 110. Let's get that money. We're going to put the Clippers away. Early in office, CP3.
CP3DD. There we go.
Yeah,
all initials there. CP3DD plus a 110. Freshest look there
Double
for
up.
Dutch Boy Fresh. Double it up. Yep. All right. Conor Mac, what do you think? Best bet tonight?
I like it, but I'd rather not mess with a prop. I got to stick with the Skee. Give me the Suns -5.5. I think it's over tonight. I think they take care of business at home.
There you go. Phoenix Suns -5.5. Best bet for Conor Mac. And mine is going to be a prop, but it's going to be that DraftKings prop that I see right now, and it's looking damn good. Chris Paul, at least 18 points, and Phoenix to win the game straight up, plus 145. That's what I'm going to go with for best bet. I like that one quite a bit. Paul to score 18, CP3 18 or more points, and Phoenix to win the game, plus 145. A great price at DraftKings for that. Sign me up for that. That'll be my best bet for tonight. Game 5, Clippers Suns. And that'll wrap up this edition of the Pub Hub. Thanks to everyone in the chat for joining us on today's show. King Key, I will get back to your comment and DM for sure. Whack Prescott, Harold Williams, Gravy Betts, Diesel, Eugene, Gerald Martinez. We appreciate all of you in the chat. Sterling Gentry, Nan Patel, Nucky Green, Gerald Jones, Brad Hunt, Lucky Power, Nathan Shellhamer, Gravy Betts, John Roy, Razor Sharp, Brian Watson, Anthony Ambronio, Michael Murphy, Can't Get Right, MR, 3 Days Nate. That's a good one. Bill McHugh, Blake Atwood. Excellent turnout here again, as always. Thanks to Nate.
Thumbs up, baby.
Nasty Nate in the chat. 586 Soldier, Blake Atwood. We appreciate it. Whack Prescott, of course, Young, Suave in the chat as well. Lit Picks, Lucky Power, Gravy Betts, everybody. Jeff Wortman, thanks to everybody in the chat. We appreciate you guys joining us. We'll be back tomorrow on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific for the NBA Pub Hub, talking Game 4 Eastern Conference Final, Atlanta-Milwaukee. For Dutch Boy Fresh, Conor Mac, Skee Profit, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Monday night. Enjoy Game 5, Clippers Suns. We'll see you tomorrow on Tuesday for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. Salute to the chat, the real ones. If you dig the content, hit the motherfucking like button. Share the video if you can. Subscribe if you have not. You already know we went in and we're coming out with the motherfucking bag. Believe that. Stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest.
We be public! Woo, 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 woo.